Now that we've been through the journey and steps of the transfer process, let's explore how to properly fill out the form. Here is a copy of the information required on a student transfer request form. Please note, there is a regulation and separate form for our elementary school children. Although the information is very similar, there are some slight differences and stipulations. Our focus will be on the secondary school population. However, feel free to review this information on the Prince William County Schools website under Policies and Regulations. You will refer to Regulation 721-1. If you'd like to follow this tutorial with a hard copy, please refer to the Forms tab in the module. Select the Student Transfer Form Request attachment and download the document for your review. I've also included a color-coded copy to enhance the different sections of the document for reference purposes. The form itself is pretty simple and self-explanatory. However, I will go through the sections for clarification purposes. The highlighted section of Part 1 consists of basic parent and student demographic information. The first field is requesting the school year. For example, the current school year as of March 31st, 2019 is the 2018 and 19 school year. However, students who have applied and been accepted as rising freshmen into a specialty program would have to complete this form entering the upcoming school year, acknowledged as the 2019-2020 school year. Please make sure to include the student's grade level for that current school year indicated. If the student is coming into the 2019-2020 as a freshman, then their form should indicate that information as such. The zone school represents the student's base school. In other words, according to Prince William County School Regulations, students are required to attend school in their designated attendance zone based on their primary physical residence. The requested school is the school of their choice that they desire to attend. The student's date of birth and ID are also important and make it easier to track the student for data purposes, especially when the school runs into a situation of attempting to identify a student who may have identical spelling of their first and last names. Parent contact information is also extremely important for communication purposes and is to be included in this section. The highlighted green section is probably one of the most significant portions of this document because it indicates the reason for the request. In the next section of this module, we will cover acceptable criteria per the Prince William County 721-2 regulation. This will include, but is not limited to, additional parameters and misconceptions of the Prince William County School student transfer process. In this section, you are presented with 4 separate categories. The reasons specified on the form are extenuating circumstances, specialty or career and technology education programs, parental Prince William County School employment, and overcrowding at specific schools. Again, let me reiterate, there are certain terms that accompany these choices when the decision is being rendered for this transfer. The following statement prior to the parent's signature is extremely significant, and most parents do not read or follow up with this information. It simply reiterates the parent's responsibility in this agreement, more specifically stating that the parent, not the school, is responsible for their students' transportation, and this process has to be redone for the next 3 years or however long the student will be enrolled and attending the requested school as opposed to their base school. The last portion of this section requires the parent's approval/signature. The bottom portion of the form is solely for the decision makers. All other information tracked and reported from this point involves the intervention of the person assigned to processing the transfer and ensuring its route toward both principals from the base school and the requested school designee for a definitive verdict. When the decision has been made, the parents will be informed, usually by mail. This usually takes anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks, depending upon submission, circumstances, and all pending supportive documentation. If for any reason the student transfer has been denied by the requested school principal, the parent then has the option to request an appeal in writing. This appeal will be reviewed by the supervisor of secondary counseling and the student services director, at which point a final decision will be rendered. As previously iterated, no recourse will be deemed necessary after this final decision has been made. One of the most important and final details that you will need to give your attention to will be under the portion where it says requested school. You will see 2 choices, approve and deny, by the requested school principal of whether or not the student will be allowed to participate in their specialty program or be enrolled in their school for other circumstances. Please make a note of it because you will need that information for tracking purposes, for data retrieval, and other various purposes within the office.